Hey guys, I hope you are all doing well. Today I am very excited to come at you with my first video for my new apartment. Also, side note, if I am extra giggly seeming today, that's because my brother is just over there doing homework, and it always makes me feel a little awkward to do this when there's other people in the room.
Hello!
So for those of you who don't know, I was previously living with my parents in my childhood bedroom, and while I was super grateful that they let me move back in after college and were super supportive of me working kind of non-traditionally in a freelance position, I'd been looking to move out for about a year or so. So mid-April, this place became available and I happened to kind of stumble into getting to see it and was so very excited. It is kind of the perfect apartment for me. It is a one-bedroom, and yet there's enough space for me to have a little office corner so I can actually be super productive. And yeah, I'm very happy here, and I'm really looking forward to being able to be a little bit more creative with my blog and video setups, because obviously I'm no longer having to worry about inconveniencing anybody else with my creative projects. Of course, I know you guys are probably most interested in seeing my bookshelves, so I will show those to you in just a second. Obviously, the best part of moving as a reader really is getting to unpack all of your books in your new place and getting to organize them the way you want them on your shelves. Now, I did have to purchase a second shelf, and I think I'm actually gonna have to get a third one at some point, because I am double stacking, and ideally I would like to be able to be a little bit more spaced out and give myself some more room for new books, but don't tell my family, because they kept telling me as we were packing, do you realize that all of these boxes are books? So finally getting into my shelves, let's first talk about the small white shelf that used to be behind me when I filmed at my parents' house. Now, this one actually was not a full-length shelf, and by that I mean it's more mid-sized. It only has 4 shelves or so, though they are pretty deep. Right now I'm keeping that in my bedroom, and on the top shelf I have all of my DVDs, mainly Studio Ghibli stuff if you'll notice, and all of the books that I'm currently reading. On the second shelf I have all of my Star Wars related books, so I have some kids book series that I still really love and read through occasionally these days, and all of my more adult movie novelizations. I also have one X-Men book because I don't know, it was a random book and I didn't know where else to put it. Then on the fourth shelf I have all of my Ranger's Apprentice books, as well as a few other kind of fantasy related books, mainly because I, again, didn't have room in the shelf in my living room and would like to create a more large fantasy section at some point once I can get another shelf. So those are all the books I'm keeping in my bedroom, and now let's go ahead and talk about this big guy behind me. This is a shelf from IKEA, and unfortunately I can't remember the name, but I will put it down here in case you guys are interested. It's one of their, I would say, less fancy shelves. It's really basic. It's actually really affordable, which is why I picked it out, because it was a sacrifice to get a less fancy shelf so that I could get, say, a couch and things like that. This shelf has 6 shelves, which I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you guys is very hard to say. And let's go ahead and start up at the top, where I have all of my classics. Now, this is where I really realized that I totally need another shelf, because I have all of my Penguin classics stacked up and then restacked in front, just because I apparently have way too many of them and don't have enough room. I also have all of my Norton Criticals up there, except for the really huge ones that I now keep on the floor because, you know, don't want to break the shelves or anything. I have one Penguin English Library Classic Edition, which I have displayed here, and yeah, I think this is one that'll definitely have to be shifted around once I do get another shelf. Then one shelf down I have kind of a mix of my crime or thriller fiction. I have a mix of literary fiction and general fiction, and it's pretty much the I don't know how to categorize this, so I'm gonna put it all together shelf. Then a shelf down from that, I have all of my nonfiction. So starting on the right side of the shelf, I have all of my taller, more general nonfiction, so not biographies or memoirs, because those are on the left side of the shelf. I also have all of these really small fiction books, whether those are classics or just smaller books that I didn't know what to do with. So on a lot of these shelves I have some flat books, some books I've laid horizontally, and then I've stacked those smaller books up on top simply because, like I've mentioned so many times, I need to get another bookshelf and I'm making this one work for now. Then the shelf directly behind me right now, this is I'm gonna go ahead and say my favorite shelf. This is basically where I have all of my literary fiction that is written by authors of color. So I have a crap load of female Asian authors, and I think something you'll also notice is that I have put on the left side of the shelf more translated fiction, and then on the right side more fiction written in English, but again still by authors of color. Like I said, this is my favorite shelf just because these have been my favorite reads over the past year and a half or so. So I wanted it to be right behind me when I film, hence the very specific organization. I also have my Keej Johnson books up on top because I also love talking about her in my videos, so I figured they should be, you know, right here, right within reach. Then the second to last shelf holds all of my plays, poetry, and short story collections. I also have a lot of my classics literature, not classics as in Jane Austen, but classics as in Homer and the Aeneid. Then down on my bottom shelf, first off, I have a couple of magazine holders where I keep all of my New Yorker issues, and then I have one for what I consider to be kind of collectible issues of magazines. For example, I have a Vanity Fair issue in which they reunited most of the Star Wars cast back when episode 3 first came out. I have a Vogue issue in which they featured the entire cast of the Les Mis movie. Also on this shelf, I have my 2 big Miyazaki art books, as well as my few graphic novels, and then my Cornelia Funk books, just because I think they look really pretty facing out, and a few other books that I just didn't really know what to do with. In this apartment, I'm lucky enough to have a mantelpiece, so there are a few books that I have opted to put there kind of as a decorative piece. So I have all of my Tolkien books there. I have the Screw Tape Letters from C.S. Lewis, simply because it is a gorgeous hardcover and it seemed a shame to put that one away on a shelf. I also have my stack of the amazingly beautiful Kashiki chapbooks from Strangers Press. So yeah, I like the idea of displaying some of my more beautiful books out in the open for everyone to see. So that was a peek at my shelves in this new apartment, and I hope you guys enjoyed getting a closer look at them. Hopefully you can just kind of get a sense of how I like to organize my books. I think you'll notice I like to organize by genre as much as I can, and I like to have books on display when I really like them. If you guys would like more videos like this, or you would like to help me decide what I will be filming next, you can always head on over to Patreon, where you can support me and get a little bit more involved in the video making process. But otherwise, that is all I have for today's video, so I hope you guys are looking forward to new content to come. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye! This is why I could never collab with people, because I would have to cut every 30 seconds because I would like be like, ah.
What are the words you're trying to say?
6 shelves. I know, I think I'm just shit out of luck there.
I got 6.
This has 6 compartments. No, I just also drooled at myself, so I'm just doing super great over here.